Hello, and welcome to Mr. Jokestar talks about stuff he likes, including cartoons, anime, video games, and other stuff. It's a new show where I'm going to sit down and talk about stuff that I enjoy. Today we're going to be talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because I'm a weeb, so let's start out with some anime, shall we? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a anime that takes place, I believe it starts in Japan, goes to America, it goes back to Japan, then all over the world to Egypt, and then back to Japan. Little disclaimer, I've only seen up to Diamond is Unbreakable, is that what it is? Diamond is Unbreakable? Yeah, Diamond is Unbreakable. So that's how far I'm going to go. But it's pretty good. It starts out, the first season is broken into two story arcs. The first one, spoiler warning. But the first part is broken into two story arcs. The first season is. The first story arc is taking place with the first Jokestar, which is Phantom Blood. Where is it? Jonathan Joestar meets his new adopted brother Dio. Brando. Is that his last name? Huh. Anyway, Dio doesn't like Jonathan. He absolutely hates him, and he wants to take his place, basically. So, there's kind of like a rivalry going there. And you're like, oh, fair warning, it's a little slow at first. Then, the unthinkable happens. Dio goes the Twilight route. Not exactly. He puts on a stone mask, which turns him into a vampire. And I regret using the Twilight, so let's just cut that part out. Because you know what? It's nothing like Twilight. It's better than Twilight. Sunlight hurts him. He don't sparkle. I'm just telling you. He's actually really cool. And he's got all these nice abilities. And Jonathan is a wimp. So Jonathan goes on this whole journey to learn how to try and defeat him. And he learns this new cool moves called Hammond. Which, is there an explanation there? Let's see, Hammond. The link. Hammond. The stone mask, blah blah blah, turns them into vampires. Battled. Hammond. Martial arts technique that allows the user to focus bodily energy via controlled breathing. So, it's like, chi. So, you use chi, you breathe right, you get your chi, then you get your chi magic, and then it's like, wow, boom, and then power. Which, vampires are weak to Hammond, so that works out. And guess what? They defeat Dio. Kind of. But more on that later, because the second story arc starts here, and it's Battle Tendency, which introduces the Pillarmen, which is an ancient race of apex predators and progenitors to the vampires. Which, one of them actually created the stone mask. So this is kind of like... I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So they're the ones that kind of created that stone mask, so it's giving you a little backstory. It's not precursor, though, because this actually takes place after the events, and introduces you to, I believe his name is, Joseph Joestar. Yep, Joseph Joestar, who is the grandson of Jonathan. He has a natural affinity for the Hammond technique, so he automatically just uses it pretty easily, and it's pretty cool. This is one of now. Watching the first story arc, I was like, okay, it's all right. It's a good anime, I guess. I like the color. It's got really nice color to it. They switch up the color palette sometimes. It's really cool, fancy. It was a new thing I hadn't seen before in anime, and I liked it. Then part 2 came, and it was just the battle tendency, and the characters felt more alive. It felt more action intense. It was so much more enjoyable, I felt. Once you got to this part, that's when it started to get good. Especially cross-dressing. To get past Nazis. Beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway, Joseph teams up with Caesar Zeppeli, which is Will's grandson, who is somebody in the first thing. Kind of forgetful, I think, because I don't remember him. Will A. Zeppeli, a former street thug. Robert E.O. Speedwagon. Oh, that's right. That's where the Speedwagon Foundation. So, Caesar Zeppeli teams up, and they're part of the Speedwagon Foundation, which the Speedwagon Foundation is this ultra-rich foundation. They got a lot of money, you know, they got a lot of that bling-bling. They back a lot of it. They're really heavy in the next part, Stardust Crusaders, which I'm gonna go ahead and go to. Joseph defeats the Pillarman, by the way. Spoiler. This is interesting, because he actually defeats the perfect being, and that fight scene it's just so well thought out. I think that it's just hilarious. It's pretty good. But now we get to Stardust Crusaders, and this is where most people recognize, because like this is what you see in like the memes and the what's-nots and the stuff. Like yes, you do see some stuff like cross-dressing to get past Nazis, but what you do see most is Stardust Crusaders, because this is where they introduce stands, and I love stands. They're awesome. They're a great addition. Which Jotaro Kujo, who's the next line. So you got Jonathan, Joseph, and then Jotaro, who's the grandson of Joseph. His being possessed by an evil spirit, he thinks, and then Joseph comes to bail him out and be like, hey, that's not an evil spirit, that's a stand, which is a physical manifestation of your soul. Congratulations. And now you can use it to fight. So let's go fight evil, because you know who's back? That's right! Ding ding ding, if you guessed Dio, you are correct. Dio has resurfaced. His head was chopped off, and now it's slapped on to Jonathan's body, so we got 3 Joestars in the mix. One of them's not really quite there, but he is, because Dio's head is on his body, and he's got like that star, so like you know, oh yeah, they got a star birthmark right here. Anyway, this is pretty good, okay? So we got that. Alright, so they're going. They're attacking others, they meet other stands, so there's like Polnareff, and who first is like, he's got like a leech in his head that controls him or something, I don't know, and then there's Iggy, is a dog. There's a lot of stuff. Dogs have stands, Falcons have stands. You think that it's rare, but like every other guy in Stardust Crusaders has a stand, and the grandmas too. Oof, that grandma. Scary. But it's pretty decent. The fight scenes again, pretty good. I mean, that's kind of what you watch this for. You don't like the fight scenes really. That's what I watch it for anyway. There's a lot of humor in it too, which is funny, and there's a lot of smart that is like, all right, I'll give it a pass. Like, okay, yeah, like anime smartness, you know, like. I did this, before this, and that's why I won, blah 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 blah. My secret technique. But they don't do it as... That's portraying it wrong. It's not like a secret technique. I'm flabbergasted. Alright, anyway, let's move on. Stardust Crusaders. So, they're traveling across the world to get to Egypt, because that's where Dio is for some reason. I might have missed that explanation. But then they get to Egypt, so then they fight more stands, they go to Dio, hey, let's fight, Dio has a stand, and it can stop time. Oh wait, my stand is just like yours, says Jotaro Kujo, and then he stops time, and then punches him in the face, and boom! Dio's gone again! But this time it's for good, I hope. Next comes Diamond is Unbreakable, which brings even more color to the palette. I didn't think it was possible. But then I saw it, and they come to this new place, Morio, which is a fictional Japanese town, and it takes place only in Morio, and I love it. In Stardust Crusaders, in all the other ones, they kind of moved around. Like, they were like getting to here and to there and to there, and in Germany and in Battle Tendency, in Egypt, in Stardust Crusaders, and they were just kind of moving around. But in Diamond is Unbreakable, it's one town, and there's a lot of the same characters that you see over and over, and I like that because it's not just this is the main character. These are the side characters that join him on his journey, and bad guy versus bad guy versus bad guy versus bad guy versus bad guy. It starts out with them going after a bow and arrow kind of deal, which is the bow and arrow is able to give other people stands, and it was used a lot in Morio, so there's a lot of stand users in Morio. And that leads to a lot of different conflicts and stuff like, oh my gosh, it's a stand user, and whoa, there's another one, and hey, my barista's a stand user, and his stand makes the greatest cappuccinos ever, you gotta try it! But there is an Italian restaurant that's pretty much just what I just said, except instead of cappuccinos, it's Italian food, and I actually want to go because that food looks awesome. This is the thing about food in anime, you know? Even in, like, Japanese games. I'm getting off track, but, like, it's good! It's good, man! And then, let's see, what happens. Alright, about halfway through, they meet a ghost, and you're like, I thought this was about, like, stands and what even happened to Hammond? That kind of disappeared. I don't even know what happened to Hammond. But now it's gone, and now there's stands, and now you're saying there's ghosts? What's going on? And that's the point! You don't know what's going on, because, like, a couple episodes later, there's an alien. You're like, what? Why is there an alien? I love it, but why is there an alien? But then it's like, is it an alien, or is it a stand? I don't know. But it's a thing, and now it's here, and he played dice with it to screw over one of his other friends, and then his other friend got mad at him, and then got sucked into a... Yeah. But you don't know what's going on. But then, there's this... The ghost... the ghost tells them that there's a serial killer in the town that's been kept on killing and killing and killing, and, like, then you meet this other guy who's, like, a serial killer, and he, like... gets like women's hands, and he only one hand from each woman. He's like his girlfriend, kind of. It's really creepy, and I love it because I hate him so much because of it. Like, he's the perfect character to be an antagonist because you just hate him. Like Dio, it was like he was a good antagonist because it was like, yes, that guy's definitely evil because he's definitely evil. And then the perfect being was just, I don't know, it was a weird one, but he was definitely evil. This one is like, it's definitely evil, but he's so creepy, you know? He's just so, he's under your skin, it's like, whoa, what is going on? I don't know. I don't even know what's going on with my hands right now. I've just been like doing this, I don't know. It's my stand ability. It's the ghost! And so then that happens, and guess what? The next thing, so then they have to take him down. But I totally skipped over like the cast, and Diamond is Unbreakable is amazing. And there's so of course there's Josuke Higashikata. I'm probably butchering that last name. I'm not good at speaking foreign languages. I can't even do Spanish. And, like, I went to class to learn Spanish for, like, 2 years. Which isn't that long when you're trying to learn a new language. I just can't learn new languages. But that's enough about me. So Josuke is the son of Joseph. So, once again, you got, shoot, I forget his name. You got Jonathan up top. Grandson is Joseph. Grandson is Jotaro. Above Jotaro, but no relation to Joseph had an affair and had a son whose name is Josuke. It's Josuke.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. People call it's another JoJo, but he was born. Yeah, family line. Anyway, so then you also meet where is it? Kochi. There it is. Kochi Hiroshi, Hirosh, something like that, and he's my favorite character because he's just so lovable and he's got like such a good personality and his stand. He's originally not a stand user, but then he gets shot with the arrow that lets people become stand user, and he gets his own stand, and then it evolves later. Like it's like a Pokemon. It's like, oh, your stand is evolving, and now it's reverb. Well, it's originally reverb, then it's reverb back 2, and then it's reverb back 3, which reverb back 3 is just so hilarious because he's just like freeze, and then it's like not frozen, but it's like you got gravity and it's like dragging you down. It's like, oh, what's got you down? It's like gravity. I don't know what's going on. What? I love it. All right, let's keep going. Who else do we got? Okuyasa Nijimura, whose brother was the first person who had the bow and arrow, but then he got killed by Red Hot Chili Pepper. Yes, that's an actual name of a stand. Oh yeah, all the stands are named after like bands and stuff. And then he's got like the hand, which can just erase whatever, and it's cool because he like erases air between you, and then it's like, and it's like, oh, you teleported, but you didn't because he erased the space in between you. And it's like, wait, what? I love it. What? And then we keep going, cause then. You got Rohan Kishibe, who's like a manga artist who can like turn you into a book and read you and then write in you to change your life or stuff. What? A manga artist in an anime? That's unheard of. Nobody's ever done that trope before. Well, okay, well, it's a couple. It's a used trope. But he can turn you into a book. It's so creepy. Because he's just like, shoot, what's his name? What's his stand's name again? I can't think of it. He's just like, open it up, and then, blah, and then he's like reading you. It's like, you cannot harm the manga artist. And it's like, oh, I can't harm you. Whoops. Guess I can't harm you now because it's written in my face. Your face opens up, and you just write, I can't harm you. Oh, I forget about this encounter. Whoops. Alright, hey, Josuke. Hey, I'm like 20 pounds lighter. Don't know why, because he's ripping pages out of me. What? Insane. It's crazy. He starts out as the bad guy, and then he turns into a good guy that helps them. What? I love it. Love it. What comes next? Yoshikage Kira. He's the guy that blows up the woman's hands and starts like vomiting like him. What? It's awesome. I love it. And he's got this like bomb stand, and it's like, what is it? It's Killer Queen. Like Queen. You know, she's a killer queen. Struck down with a laser beam. You know, that is awesome. It's crazy. And then he's got like Heart Attack, which is like a remote thing. It's like he doesn't even have to worry about it. It just like tracks heat signatures. Like, oh, beep beep beep. Look at me. You're hot. I'm gonna blow you up, bro. Oh my gosh. And then he's got like this other one later. It's like, oh, he's evolved too. You got a new ability. What's it called? Shoot, I forget. I just watched it too, but it's able to like turn back time now. So then you got JoJo stopping time, you got him turning back time. It's like, man, you can't even rely on time. It's like, well, how do you defeat a guy like that? Well, you gotta trick him. So you trick him into saying his name right as Josuke comes around the corner, and then bam, he's like, oh, I'm fighting you, and then you kill my best friend, so I'm fighting you even harder, and then my best friend's actually not dead because he saved me with his freaking hand. And I'm like, what's going on? And then it's like, oh, now you got Jotaro Kujo coming around the corner, and I didn't even mention the invisible baby. There's an invisible baby. There's an invisible baby. And I'm just like, what is going on in this anime? But I love it!
Anyway, this has been stuff that I like. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. And my name is Mr. Jokestar. Cut.